I mean, this is a really, really talented class, especially in the class overall, very talented, but especially in the state of Georgia. There's so many players off the top of my head that would just make an impact immediately next year. For starters, I know I'm a little biased, but I think Caleb Odom will be a star.
Yep. I 100% agree with that. Yeah.
I know I'm a little biased. I know the shirt says it, but I mean, DeBoer last year with his tight end, he was the third leading receiver on the team with 46 catches, and they had a slew of receivers in Odunze, McMillan, and Polk. And there's no reason why Odom won't be involved, even though Alabama already has some tight ends on the roster already who made an impact last season. I feel like Odom's a guy who's just gonna not surprise because everybody knows how good he can be, but he's a new 5-star by On3. He should make an immediate impact in the passing game for sure for Alabama next season.
And who else you got as an impact freshman?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
No, I'm saying who else you got as an impact freshman? Anybody else you see on that list that stands out to you?
I mean, I know it's kind of easy to say, but I think KJ Bolden will also be an impact. I think pairing him up with Malachi Starks in the back end for Georgia's defense is something. I mean, they're losing Bullard to the draft, and Bullard and Starks were a good pair, but I think Bolden will be a stud for sure. Yeah.
What impresses you about KJ though? Because he's such a huge part of this 2024 class, but I mean, every time you saw him, the kickoff returns. I mean,
I think if I had to say, I think KJ's just explosive, man. Like he's just a guy, just get him the ball and get out of the way. He was a big focal point of their offense last year. And I think at times they were a little heavily reliant on him. Not that he couldn't handle it, he could, but I just thought I would like to see Buford use more of their weapons. But I think KJ, man, whatever you throw in front of him, KJ gonna ball at. That's what I feel like. The explosion, his ability to be a ball hawking, and you know a part I talked to him off air. And what was so cool before I did the interview after the post game, you guys will go back and look at it. Look at Buford against Marietta, and he said people were questioning his physicality. Yep. Right. And I remember in that game, he just came downhill and laid a hit, nearly knocked the dude out. I mean, it's plays like that impresses you with KJ. It ain't just the ball hawking skills, it ain't his ability to go from one side to the other side of the field. Mm-hmm. It's his ability also to come downhill and make a big hit. So that's an underrated part of his game. But he showed me he is the complete package. And there's a reason why he's a 5-star.
Yeah. And it's things like that just translate so well to the SEC, and especially at Georgia. I mean, they'll love him there for it.
There's no doubt about it.
It's a perfect fit. Another one I would say, it's kind of a question at this point, but I'm kind of curious to see what Raiola does at Nebraska. It'd be very interesting just to see like what he could do with that program. I believe his dad might be on the staff in some capacity, which is why he probably may have flipped, but I don't know. It'd just be interesting to see what he could do at Nebraska, who's been a sleeping giant for all these years, and see if they can wake him up.